And now for dessert, we're finishing up at Gizdich Ranch in Watsonville for some apple pie and berries. Well, we're out here with Vince Gizdich, and we're standing in your orchard, your apple orchard.
Hi, Blair.
Hi, Vince.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I would love to learn a little bit about apple growing and your apple trees. What can you tell us about these?
Well, why I brought you to this orchard is that it's a very important orchard for us because this is the pippin orchard, or otherwise known as the Newtown pippin.
Is that because of the apple, the name of the apple?
It's the name of the apple.
Okay.
It's a very old strain. You'll find this at George Washington's home in Virginia.
Really?
It was one of his favorite apples. The reason why it's so important for us is it is our base apple for our apple juice. And it is when our apple pies are tasting their best, is when we're using.
Is when you use this pippin. Okay, and why is that? What is the flavor of this apple?
Well, the pippin is a wonderful baking apple. It's a very firm apple, so your apples don't turn to mush when they're baked.
Sure.
It has a sweet tart flavor and a unique flavor. It's the perfect apple for a good apple pie.
Okay, very good. How do you know when they're ready?
Well, sometimes you could just take a bite out of them. A good way would be to cut an apple open, and you can look at the seeds.
Oh.
And if the seeds are good and dark, that's a good indication that the apple's getting ready. The best way that I know how, I'm not a scientist, so I will come out and pick an apple and just take a bite out of it and see how it tastes.
That sounds like the best way. Yeah. Very good. Well, do you want to show us around to any other
I sure
trees?
can. We can go up to our dessert orchard if you'd like to see our dessert apples.
I just like the sound of that. Let's see what that's about.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
What we have here are golden delicious apples, and the men are picking a few of the large, ripe apples, and we're going to peel these today. For our apple pies. We have a great machine that I will show you a little later.
Excellent.
To show you how we peel these.
Very good.
But these goldens make a nice apple pie when they're not overly ripe and sweet and soft. And so our pippins are just too hard and green. So
do you ever mix golden with pippin?
No.
No.
No, it's either.
You do one type of apple.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's carry on.
Let's walk down a little further and I'll show you some more of our dessert apples.
Can't wait. Vince, why don't you tell me about these apples?
Yeah, Blair, this is a Braeburn variety, and it was developed in New Zealand about 40 years ago. It's a very nice apple, I say it's a very nice apple because you can also bake with this apple. It makes a terrific apple pie. It's a wonderful eating apple. It has a little taste of honey in that apple when it's at full maturity. And it's a firm and crisp apple.
How many varieties of apples? I mean, we've been walking through your orchard and you keep pointing out different varieties. How many do you grow here?
Blair, we have 12 different varieties that we grow commercially. I have probably about 10 more that are just doing it for fun, just to see how they are. There's some real antique varieties, and I like to play around with some of the old strains.
That's something that you enjoy. That's great. How far do you ship these apples nationwide?
No, Blair, we're not a big shipper. We have 2 trucks of our own, and Watsonville Coast Produce distributes our product. And it's from Carmel to Berkeley.
Wonderful. That's local. Keep it local.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We'll go. How about them apples?
Them apples be good.
Is that the first time you've heard that? Please tell me. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Vince. We've really enjoyed our orchard tour. Now let's go see how you peel those apples.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Vince, it looks like this is where we are peeling your apples.
Yeah, Blair, this is where it all starts.
That's a big operation.
It can be. It can be. What the girls are doing here, they're taking the skin and removing the core. And this machine also slices, which is a real nice convenience. But these are the Golden Delicious that we saw the boys picking out there.
And these will be used for...
Now these are going to go right to the pie shop. It's an interesting machine because
It's a great machine.
that peeler design is well over 100 years old. They haven't improved on the design of the actual apparatus since it was first
It
designed.
looks like it does a beautiful job. How many apples do you think you're going to do today?
They'll probably do about 30 bushels
Wow.
in a day. They can peel.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of apples.
Yeah, 40 pounds a bushel.
And a
yeah.
lot of pies.
And a lot of pies.
Nita, this is the pie shop. I understand you kind of started this.
I started the pie shop, 30 some years ago. I stayed in there for 14 years.
You did?
Yeah, and then I said to my husband, hey, let's get a couple of managers. And we got a couple of managers, and they do a beautiful job today. When I first started this pie shop, there was just me and one other girl making pies. We weren't open all year. We were just open during berry season and apple season. And about 6 years later, my son says, let's stay open all year. What? So we decided to stay open all year. And would you believe today we have 14 bakers?
I'm thrilled to get a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Look at
it is so, and there's so
look at the pie making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on in.
Look at this, Nita.
She's
Oh
rolling
my
out.
gosh.
Everything is hand rolled. All our top crusts are all hand rolled. And what she's making is around our pies, we put a little edge around it. And we can look right here at this pie. And you see this little edge right here? That is what she's cutting out right now.
Okay.
So you put the top crust on and then you put this on to seal it.
Oh. I am in pie heaven.
Yes. And
I'm taking notes too.
she is making apricot pies.
Oh, look at that. I mean,
There's the apricots right over there. These are called Blenheim apricots. One of the first apricots when I was a little girl. Now she's putting a little bit of sugar and cornstarch.
cornstarch to thicken it up.
Yep, and then she's going to mix it real good and
that looks luscious.
Yeah, aren't they?
What's your favorite pie?
My olali.
Olali.
Olali has always been my favorite.
Okay.
But everybody has a different flavors. Some people don't like the seeds in the berry pies, so they'll get an apricot. Whatever.
To each his own
Yeah.
pie. To each his own
Pie.
pie. Now this, why is this puffed up like this?
We put 4 pounds of apples in this,
4 pounds?
full of apples.
Why so skimpy?
We have so many apples in this valley, or in our ranch. So we fill it up nice and full, then put the crust on, and you see how tiny the hole is?
Yes.
That's so the apples will steam in there and cook. If you put a hole that big, your apples will never cook in there. They'll be raw. So a
Okay.
little hole, the apples will steam down and cook.
Okay, now what is this one behind me? Is this a...
Oh, apple
That is
dumpling.
sweet. An apple dumpling. That's what I'm going to go home with.
Apple dumplings are wonderful. It's a whole apple, and then we make our own sauce that we pour over it, nice and warm. A little
You have
bit
ice
of
cream?
and a little vanilla ice cream. You're in there. Oh,
That's my choice.
they sell so fast, but they're tasty. That's why.
Well, of course they are. You made them. I understand it's your birthday.
It is,
Did you enjoy yourself?
absolutely.
What'd you have?
I had apple pie and apricot pie.
And the winner goes to?
Oh, probably the apple.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
favorite. Okay, well, where are you headed off to now? You look like you're in a hurry.
We're just going out to Monterey County. I'm 67, so we're doing 67 miles.
Congratulations. Enjoy yourself.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, this is our juice facility where we are making our award-winning fresh pressed apple juice. And as you can see, the gentleman here is putting the apples into the hopper. So as you can see, the apples are going up the conveyor, and now they're going into a hammer mill. And the hammer mill will pulverize the fruit. Now, as it's being ground, you can see where the pulp is being placed into these Dacron cloth rags, and the 4 corners are now being pulled to the center, creating a pillow. And you'll also notice another plastic rack is then applied to the top of that. And that process is repeated 7 times, so we have a stack of racks and rags. And another gentleman will pull that stack underneath that little press where it has the capacity of applying 1,800 pounds of pressure on that stack. And lo and behold, out comes the juice. It is then placed into one of our tanks where it's pumped through a ultraviolet light. If there were any harmful bacteria in the product, the UV light would take care of it. It's pumped through a coarse filter just to take out the heavier particles or larger particles. From there, it's just pumped into a filling tank where you can see the young people putting it into the bottles, and from there, it's placed into a refrigerator.
Well, thank you for showing us this.
Yeah, you're quite welcome, Blair.
Well, Nita, these are some beautiful berries here.
Thank you. Our berries were beautiful this year. And these are our raspberries and our blackberries. And pick yourself time is finished for the season, but we're still picking strawberries. But you could come and buy fresh picked berries right here every day.
What helps the raspberry be better? You said this was a good crop this year, so what determines that?
I would say Mother Nature. You know her? She's up there. And it depends on what Mother Nature is going to do to us this year. But no rain, but it did come early, so that was good for the raspberry.
Do you ever get people that come in here and think, oh, it's a buffet? This is a buffet.
All the time, yes. They just think you walk by and you did see the sign right there. It's, oh, I saw you. They do. They will sample the berry when they come in. We usually have a little one up at the counter there, a little box, and say, help yourself, so that you will get a sample of the berry. Did you like that berry?
It was really good. Not that I sampled it or anything, but it was quite sweet and tasty. And look at these strawberries. Oh my word.
Strawberries this year are just gorgeous.
Oh,
And
I gotta
again-
smell them.
And again, Mother Nature was wonderful to us this year.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, beautiful, and a nice long season.
What would happen if I tried one?
I might have to slap your hand, but why don't you try one?
I really would love to try one. I mean, they're just, pick out the best
See,
one
like
for me.
right
Oh,
there.
that one's good.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
I like them nice and red, and we like to pick them when they're nice and red.
Holy cow.
And inside, you see there is no white. That's
It's
when
dripping.
the strawberry is so sweet.
No white.
But when you pick them too green and
Yeah, and they're
sort of
white in the
white
middle.
inside, you don't get the flavor. We like nice, sweet, ripe berries.
Hi, Nita. This is your antique shop.
Yes, It's 39 years this year.
Well, congratulations. You have lots of goodies in here. Has it taken you all that time to collect
Yes, and
these?
probably before that, I call myself a junkie. Do you want pezzes? I mean, there's pezzes
Oh
right
my
there.
goodness. Look at these. I remember those.
Yeah, oh my
Look
gosh,
at they're
yes, pezzes.
Fozzie.
Yeah,
Fozzie
and-
the bear.
When the little kids come in with their parents, I always say, start collecting some little thing and put it in a shoebox and put it in your closet. Someday it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Wait, Nita, I see a hat I might like. Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
Hold on. And you even have a mirror here.
There you are.
All right, may I?
Would you look at that?
Look at that. Here we go. Look at that. Something for everybody. I might have to
Always,
might have to
always.
buy this one.
Just come in, walk around, and enjoy everything, and they'll say, "Oh,
You said the magic word, enjoy.
Yes.
Well, that's the name of our show, enjoy. So we're all about
yes.
enjoyment.
Oh well, I enjoy any antique shop I go to, or any garage or estate sale. I enjoy. It gives me a lift, and that's why I became a real collector. It's not so much the selling. The selling part is very hard.
Yeah.
But stopping by and picking up something, it just really gives you the energy, and you just love it. You
Well,
love it.
we just love you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for showing us around your store.
Thank you for coming by today.
We certainly thank you for joining us today. I'm Blair French, and until next time, enjoy.